So I think you feel it a lot more on those smaller projects, certainly.
Yeah. And having the understanding of, okay, maybe they're not looking to do a full gut. They just want to redo the finishes, or they want to add a couple of exam rooms to an existing space.
Mm-hmm.
What those numbers look like.
Yeah.
And again, having the repetition of doing this
Yeah.
all day long and having our historical data with our estimating team makes a big difference. And the other thing too is, I think worth mentioning, is the time frame, right? So it doesn't take 2, 3, 4 weeks to get this together. Sometimes our guys can get it out in a matter of a couple of days.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially when we're working with, folks that we're familiar with, and we know, we can kind of understand, all right, this guy's going to fall here, here, and here. Obviously, we pull all our bids in, we review them, and we make the best decision for the project. But we are able to, I think, uniquely able to kind of provide those ROM budgets when you're talking about projects within our territory that are your primary care facilities, those things that we do, dozens of on a yearly basis, right? And we like, it's not like we're going and sending an invoice for this ROM budget, right? We're typically providing ROM budgets for clients we work with. Sometimes those projects come to fruition, sometimes they don't. Ultimately, for us, it's beneficial for the relationship, and it also brings us in earlier on in the process, right? So if we can get in there earlier on in the process, here's a ROM budget. Okay, does this blow out of the water what you guys were thinking? Does it not? If it does, all right, well, let's look at what's driving that cost. And we can't always do that up front, right? We can't understand it because it's just a rough order of magnitude, rough numbers. But as they nail down the scope and as we understand the space, we can really sharpen the pencil there and kind of understand what their absolute needs are, and then understand what we can pull from that to save money.
Yeah. So in short, what I'm hearing is the ROM budgets have they're free estimates, so there's no charge for it. It could take a short amount of time to turn around, sometimes a couple of days, sometimes a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's based on historical data.
Yep.
So we can provide not just a guess, while it is in a way a guess, it's a educated guess based on having the historical data and that information in what we've done in the past. So
yeah,
it's super
absolutely.
helpful.
Yeah. And obviously it's easier with the program work. We can get a little more dialed in earlier on in the process. But because of all the information we have, we can get real close on just about anything medical related. But again, got to be reasonable and understanding on those are, based on certain finishes, certain materials, certain situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.